Just before graduation, Tara finally got what she wanted, an offer from Sterling, a Fortune 500 conglomerate right alongside her childhood friend Dylan. From that day on, the girl who used to cling to me changed. She started saying I wasn't good enough for her, that I should count myself lucky she was willing to marry me at all. There would be no dowry, she announced, but I still had to fork over an $88,000 bride price and supply both house and car. When I refused, she spun on her heel and walked straight into Dylan's arms. I only laughed. Sterling? Did she really think an average graduate student could waltz in on her own merits? Whether she got the job was a single word from me. Jordan, why aren't you picking up? Busy? Congratulations on landing the Sterling offer. I'm at home waiting to celebrate with you. Love you. After I hit send, I waited a long, empty while. No reply. On the table in front of me sat the dinner I'd cooked with care, long gone cold. I called again, still busy. She'd never stayed out this late. Just as I was pacing holes in the floor, my phone finally buzzed. Her voice drifted over, light, tipsy. I'm out celebrating with roommate. What is it? Nothing. When are you coming home? Tomorrow. I drank, I'm tired. My parents are visiting, so join us for lunch. Pick somewhere upscale, and don't dress like a slob. Tara added coolly, you still haven't found a job, and my parents already think little of you. Impress them and maybe you'll earn a few points. Jordan, I couldn't help saying, after we see your folks tomorrow, let's pick a day to meet mine. We'd been together 4 years. I'd given everything, bought plenty for her parents, visited their home lugging huge gift bags, eager to please. But she'd never bought so much as a trinket for mine, never met them, never even called. Now, on the verge of graduation, I thought it was finally time to talk marriage. The next second, her impatient voice sent me plummeting into ice water. Where would I find the time? I started Sterling soon, you know how competitive that is. Your parents live in the countryside, right? Way out in the boonies. Going there would eat up days. But Jordan. I kept my tone gentle, smiling. You've never once met my parents. What if they end up with a poor impression of you? Why would they? Her voice leaped an octave, irate. Look at the gap between us. I'm a graduate about to join Sterling, pretty on top of it. And you? A dime a dozen undergrads still jobless, average height, average looks. What could your parents possibly find fault with? 2 farmers should be thrilled their son can even land a wife. Enough, my roommate's calling. Talking to you ruins my mood. She hung up. Just before the line cut, I distinctly heard a man's laugh. I tried to call back to demand an explanation, but her phone was off. For years, and we'd seemed rock solid. She'd always been sweet and playful, never this vicious. My parents are indeed from rural stock, right now they're back home. They built Sterling from nothing over decades, and early this year handed me the reins before retreating to the riverside estate they'd long since finished. At this moment I stared at everything I'd prepared, rose petals strewn across the bed, congratulatory gifts in every size, and the box holding the diamond I'd planned to propose with. After personally approving Tara's Sterling contract, I'd meant to come clean today. Instead, turning the cushion-cut pigeon egg between my fingers, I doubted for the first time whether Jordan had ever loved me at all. A single offer letter had toppled us. She sneered at my degree while conveniently forgetting her family's poverty. I'd paid every tuition bill from her freshman year through grad school. I even caught myself regretting not going abroad for my own master's, regretting having stayed here for her. Next day I arrived early at the reservation, the city's most exclusive private restaurant, perched atop a downtown tower with unbeatable views. Soon Tara came in with her parents. The moment they sat down, her mother's face puckered. You couldn't even book a private room? Stuck us in the cheap grand hall? And look around, hardly anyone eating. How good could this place be? Her eyes raked me. And those clothes, no logo, obvious street stall junk. If Jordan hadn't insisted on you, I'd never have agreed. I stayed silent. The restaurant admits only 10 tables a day. I'd bought out the entire afternoon so they'd have peace. My shirt and trousers bore no logo because a tailor cut them for me by hand, far from cheap. Auntie, this is the best outfit I own. I smiled, lifting a bag. These are homegrown oranges from my parents, try one. Before I finished, her mother waved in disgust. Take those away. Every time fruit or vegetables from your farm. Filthy, who knows what chemicals you people spray? Jordan glared. Jamie, you're doing this on purpose. I told you my parents eat only Australian honey oranges, now quit bringing your folks cheap produce. I almost laughed as I tucked the fruit away. Their loss, nothing beats the taste of something your parents tended with their own hands. Those Australian oranges, $40 a piece, had actually come to me as a New Year gift. I'd once mistaken the box when visiting her. Apparently they outranked my parents' labor. Let's eat. I'd run out of courtesy, I gestured. Dishes appeared: bird's nest soup, Alaskan king crab, shark fin broth. Her father, silent till now, snorted. Wasteful. Order crab and shark fin. Jordan, your boyfriend can't manage money. Once you're married, every dollar you earn at Sterling will vanish. Exactly. Her mother rolled her eyes. Two farmers raising a boy like you, proof of lousy parenting. They cursed while ladling shark fin into their bowls. Hearing my parents insulted lit a fuse. I gave a cold laugh. I feel zero guilt spending money I earned. And my parents taught me respect. That was lesson 1. What did you say? Her mother slammed down chopsticks. Sterling, don't assume our Jordan has to settle for you. Finally showing your true colors, huh? I merely smiled. Anyone who flings chopsticks at dinner talks about class. She pressed on. You promised you two would build a life together. Cars, house, those are a man's duty. Got them? No? Then forget marriage. Her father chimed in. And the bride price $88,000, not a cent less. Our daughter deserves the best. I glanced at Tara, she stayed mute. Clearly they'd rehearsed. She'd changed, no longer the innocent girl I knew, or maybe this was the real her. The 88 and the house car, I can swing it. What about the dowry? How much are you putting in? All three sprang like scalded cats. Dowry? Marrying Jordan is a blessing you should kneel for, and you dare haggle? Shameless. A real man provides, they thundered. Jordan regarded me with disappointment. Jamie, I can't believe you're this petty. I'm Sterling now, 6-figure starting salary, and you haggle over a dowry? I'm disappointed. Just then a figure strolled in, tailored suit, tall, handsome, Dylan, Jordan's childhood friend. Precisely, Jordan. Staying with this loser wastes your life. He thrust a bouquet at her. Congratulations on Sterling. From today we're colleagues. Thanks, Dylan. She beamed, then smirked at me. See? Plenty of men want me. Without me you're nothing, cheapskate, enjoy a lifelong singledom. Her parents rose to fawn over him. Dylan, you joined Sterling earlier, look after Jordan, okay? A perfect match. We support you courting her. They ignored me completely. Dylan pulled out a chair as if he owned the meal. When I marry, he proclaimed, my wife brings nothing, house and cars ready. And the bride price? $188,000. The more I give, the deeper my love. Jordan's eyes shone. My mind flashed to last night. Now I knew whose laugh I'd heard. How long has this been going on? I asked quietly. Don't be disgusting. We met again at the Sterling interview only recently, she snapped. Losers love slander. Get lost, this dinner's over. Dylan's hand settled on her waist, she melted against him. Part on civil terms, he said. After today he'll never touch our level again. Looking at her glued to him, I felt sick. I'd loved this woman? At that moment the owner brought the red I'd pre-ordered. Dylan spun the bottle, sneering. Changyu Cabernet? Domestic plunk, figures you'd pick trash. Her mother echoed, good thing Jordan saw the light, she'd have suffered. Dylan waved the owner back. Champagne, something drinkable. The owner glanced at me, I gave a slight nod. Champagne arrived. Dylan sipped, smug. Still mediocre. The best I've had was sharing a bottle with Sterling's heir. That's living this loser wouldn't understand. Jordan cooed, amazing you know the Sterling. Introduce me sometime? Yeah, young Easton, Tara's mother blurted, slapping her thigh in excitement. They say that heir just took over Sterling, and even before that he was already a famous young entrepreneur in the province. He keeps an ultra-low profile, never shows his face in public. For you to know him is incredible. It's nothing, really. Dylan puffed his chest. When I first joined, my resume was so stellar that he broke protocol and received me for 5 minutes pure luck. The more they fawned over Dylan, the funnier I found it. Funny, because I have zero memory of ever meeting him. As Sterling's actual controller, I only sit down with the top-tier shareholders, I don't waste time on interns. Enjoy your lunch, I am out. I'd run out of patience for the circus. I scooped up the bag of homegrown oranges and left. No one tried to stop me, no one even looked up, they were too busy worshipping Dylan, treating me like background furniture. I'd barely walked into my apartment when Tara's call hit my phone. The second I answered she exploded. Jamie, you bastard. You invite us to dinner and skip the bill? And that fake red wine you ordered $3,000 a bottle? The manager won't refund it. Get back here and pay. We're done, so why would I bankroll you? I didn't touch the food, and I sure don't owe a cent. I hung up and blocked her in one smooth swipe. I packed in a hurry and left the cramped flat for my real mansion. The place that held 4 years of memories had lost every shred of meaning. At the office I flipped through the fresh stack of intern resumes and quickly spotted Tara's and Dylan's. Dylan had started 3 months early and was already nearing final review. He was objectively stronger than Tara, top of his class, but compared with the candidates I'd handpicked, both of them were average. If I hadn't greased the wheels, Tara wouldn't have slipped inside Sterling at all. Son, glanced through the new intern files yet? Dad's voice drifted from the phone, he and Mom were weekend fishing out in the sticks. Assistant says this crop looks solid. 3 days from now you'll announce the official hires at the meeting, and I'll take the chance to introduce you to the whole firm. How's your little girlfriend? Slot her in. Dad, drop the topic. She's not fit for Sterling. 2 days later we graduated. That night the university threw a formal ball in the Grand Hall. I was done pretending. I fired up the latest Lamborghini from my garage, snapped on the Patek Philippe Mom gave me, and arrived in full regalia. I parked at the entrance and stepped inside. Immediate heads turned. Jamie Solo? So Tara really ditched him. Am I hallucinating? He actually looks hot tonight, and that watch sick. I headed straight for my roommates. They stared at the transformation, jaws slack. Dude, lottery win? Tyler swallowed. That piece, where'd you cop it? Like it? I'll hook each of you up with something similar tomorrow. Deal. Tyler grinned. Wearing that to interviews? Instant legend. Looks almost worth 5 figures. Jake burst in, buzzing. Guy's Lamborghini outside. Who on campus has that kind of cash? Mine. Drop by my garage later and pick any ride for a spin. All 3 roommates froze. Say what? You're legit loaded? Scratch card millionaire? Before I could answer, Dylan's sneer cut through. Rent-a-car flex pathetic. He and Tara approached arm in arm, he in white tux, she in a sleek cocktail dress, picture-perfect promo couple. Who says it's rented? I believe Jamie Guy could be a low-key trust fund baby, Tyler shot back. Tara scoffed, volume cranked. If Jamie's a secret rich kid, I'll drop on all 4s and bark like a dog. His farmer parents scraped together vegetable money to keep him here, not for him to blow a month's rent posing for one night. If he had real cash, would he bail on a dinner check? Renting cars and cooking up romance rumors, loser move. The crowd chimed in, shredding my reputation. My roommates protested. Tara, nasty words even after a breakup. Breakup? We were never together, she snapped. A pathetic wimp like him? He stalked me with cash lies, but I never agreed to date him. She gazed at Dylan, sugar sweet. Since grade school there's been only one man in my heart, Dylan. He lifted her hand, romantic hero style. Jordan and I have always loved each other. We lost our chance once, I won't let go again. I won't allow trash like Jamie near my girl. He knelt, produced a ring box. Jordan, marry me. The hall erupted applause, cheers, phone flashes. Yes. She beamed, sliding on the diamond, sealing it with a kiss. I watched the circus, calm, detached, two clowns on a cardboard stage. But Tara wasn't finished. She strutted over, Dylan in tow. Jamie, peasants like you probably die single, but stop smearing my name. 4 years is enough. Dylan and I start at Sterling tomorrow. I won't let gutter rats claim we dated, that's a lifelong stain. Keep harassing me and I'll call the cops. Dylan twirled a BMW key fob. Dreaming of shortcutting through women? Doesn't work. Rented rides stay rented, just like fake rumors. Jordan, this BMW is yours. From today I'll shield you from bottom feeders. I became the villain. Mockery flooded the hall. No wonder Tara dumped the phony. Wearing knockoffs, disgrace to his folks, kick him out. Tara snatched my watch, held it high. Look, Patek Philippe. Cheapest ones run tens of thousands. As if he could afford it? She smashed it to the marble, then splashed red wine across my face. Leave. You shame this university. I knelt, retrieved the watch. The cracked crystal enraged me. Mom's 18th birthday gift, the year Tara and I began. She wanted to torch every memory? Fine, no more mercy. This is a Patek Philippe World Time 2523 exist worldwide, hammer price around 25 million yuan. Suit? Top Italian atelier, roughly 300,000. Total 28 million. How will you pay? Tara and Dylan burst out laughing. Fake watch, tagless street style rags, wake up, clown. Dylan flicked a wad of red notes that fluttered over me. $500 buys 100 sets of your trash. Take it and crawl away. I shook my head. Not enough. Look, the price is up if you doubt me. Someone in the crowd gasped. God, it really is that model, looks identical to his. Tara sneered. Still trying to extort us? Disgusting. 500 is generous, I'd call the cops. Jake stepped in. Regardless of value, you broke his stuff, own it. Dylan's smile vanished. Being poor is the crime. Jamie, you're a penniless loser pretending otherwise. Lawyers? Bring them, let's see what your rags are worth in court. I smiled back. Court it is. 28 million can buy you quite a prison term. Party's lame, boys, I told my roommates, patting their shoulders. You three stayed real, wait for my call tomorrow, we'll hit the road. I strode out, started the Lamborghini, and roared off under a hail of whispers. Behind me Dylan still shouted. Tomorrow night Jordan and I celebrate our Sterling induction. Drinks at Apex Club across from Grand Dragon Hotel, open bar, no broke pretenders. I lit a cigarette, chuckling. Hope Tara won't regret tonight. Back home my phone rang, an oddly familiar number. A playful, honeyed voice spilled through. Uncle Blake says you're finally single? I'm boarding my flight this time, no gold-digging goblin steals you from me. Sterling, the city's crown jewel and a Fortune 500 pillar, drew reporters from the capital for its heir's formal coronation. They all wanted a glimpse of the mystery successor who'd built gaming and media startups while still in college. The Grand Dragon, Sterling's flagship 5-star, was gridlocked with luxury cars. Inside the top-floor ballroom every employee and intern waited. I entered calmly. After today my anonymous life was over. I'd once pictured Tara beside me on that stage. She'd endured 4 lean years with me and was one step from passing the Sterling test, yet fate flipped the script. Why are you here? Tara's shrill voice cut through. She glided toward me in a crimson gown, eyes blazing. Jamie, this is Sterling's induction. If you plan to trash me, the firm will bury you. Threatening me with my own company hilarious. Does the hotel have a no Jamie rule? I asked. You're free to enter, Dylan said coldly, joining her, but the second you make trouble, plenty of people will shut you down. This orientation is for Sterling staff only. I don't know how you slipped in, but if you don't get out I'll have the bouncer throw you out. Tara folded her arms, chin high. They say the Sterling already started companies back in college. Rumor is he can't stand a single grain of sand in his eye. If he finds out a fraud like you crashed his event, the show will be legendary. I hadn't even opened my mouth when someone clapped me on the back. Why are you still loafing around? Get moving, the welcome ceremony starts in 5. I turned, it was my dad, except he looked like he'd just stepped off a pier, canvas vest, floppy fishing hat, the whole angler costume. Oh, I see. Tara's voice stretched into a satisfied sing-song. No wonder you got in. You've landed a new job. Waiting tables at the White Dragon Hotel? Fits you. Well, Jamie, life's little ironies. Guess we'll be coworkers now. Be sure to serve us properly. Dad's brows drew together. He started to speak, but I waved him off, smiling sweetly. Don't worry, you too. I'll serve you properly. I steered my father away. He gawked at me. Son, isn't that your ex? Didn't you swear you were done with her and she'd never set foot inside Sterling? Dad, just sit tight and enjoy the show. I chuckled. Go change, it's curtain time. Nah. He shook his head. Too much bother, your mom's waiting to hit the river. I'm only here for the cameo. You head backstage and polish that speech, every major outlet is upstairs. Let the blind fool see how brilliant my kid is. Below the stage, Dylan and Tara glowed with excitement. Dylan, look at the VIPs. My God, that bag is the new Herm. Tara's eyes sparkled. Relax, Jordan, Dylan murmured. Once you're inside Sterling, you can buy whatever you want. The Sterlings treat staff like royalty, even the hotel crew get year-end bonuses. Humph, that Jamie doesn't deserve a dime, Tara sniffed. She purred, Dylan, you say you know the Sterling, tell him to fire that loser, okay? Seeing him every day would ruin my appetite. Please, the air's got bigger fish to fry, Dylan brushed her off. I sat a few rows behind them, listening, amused. Dylan's quite the actor. If the guy he's bragging about weren't me, I might even believe him. Tara and him match made in heaven. The event began. An old man in fishing vest and floppy hat sauntered up the steps. Dylan and Tara stared, stunned. That's the geezer from earlier. Before their shock wore off, I rose and strode on stage. What's the loser doing up there? Tara gasped. Dylan sneered, probably pouring champagne, lucky bastard. I stopped beside my father, he gave me an approving nod and began. He delivered the usual pleasantries, he was handing Sterling to his son and asked the business community for its continued support. Then, grinning, he added, next the new hire roll call. Blake, come here. He beckoned. I stepped forward, spotlights popped. In the glare I could read Tara and Dylan's faces perfectly shock-frozen in HD. They'd never guessed the ordinary angler was the Sterling, still less that I would read the list. Impossible. Tara mouthed, eyes wide. I allowed myself a small smile. Surprised? This is only the opening act. Good afternoon, I hadn't finished when the ballroom doors slammed open. A woman in a violet gown glided in. Her hair was pinned high, bearing a swan neck, tall, willowy, stilettos clicking, she radiated cool, regal confidence. Her phoenix eyes, brushed with soft brown shadow, locked on mine, her crimson lips curved in a knowing smile. Every gaze swung to her, including mine. I was too stunned to look away. Taylor? Here? She'd called last night, but I'd thought she was joking. She'd flown thousands of miles and crashed my party in style. Dad beamed. Lucky brats guys carried a torch for you forever. 7 years, son, time to give the girl an answer. 7 years ago, my childhood friend Sky had suddenly confessed. High school me had used focus on studies as an excuse. The day I left for college she asked again, inviting me abroad. I'd already fallen for Tara and said no. Who knew the spark would survive 7 winters? Your mom and I never fancied your ex, Dad went on. Sky flies home every break to spend half a month with us, Tara never once visited. Value the one who values you. I nodded, emotions tangled. Fresh from betrayal, love felt like a trap, yet Sky's reappearance shook me. The timid girl I remembered had vanished, in her place stood this dazzling woman. Below, Dylan crowed, I know her, Sky, heiress of the Sullivan dynasty. The Sterling must be with her, don't fall for the waiter on stage. Reporters swung their lenses. Sullivan, where's Sterling? Rumor says you two are secretly married? Are you back to help the Sterling take the reins? Sky swept Dylan and Tara with a mocking glance. Smiling, she answered, not married yet, but I believe that day isn't far. I came home to fight for my happiness. She climbed the steps. As she passed, perfume drifted and she whispered, look at the gold digger you chose over me? Idiot. I fought a rueful grin. I'd been blind, all right. Clearing my throat, I began reading the hires. When I finished, I smiled. Congratulations to the following new members of the Sterling family. As for the Sterling, a private matter keeps him away. He asked me to relay the list. Sky shot me a questioning look. I only smiled. If Tara and Dylan insisted I was staff, I'd oblige. The higher they climbed, the harder they'd fall. Reporters grumbled. Still no glimpse of the heir so mysterious. Maybe he won't show until the wedding. Let's pack it. A shout cut through. You read it wrong. Dylan and Tara burst forward. Why aren't our names on that list? Jamie, you're abusing your little bit of power to erase us. When the heir finds out a waiter falsified company notices, you're dead. Cameras swarmed. Dylan seized the moment. Everyone, this Jamie harassed my girlfriend Jordan for 3 years, spurned, obsessed, he's finally trying to sabotage her. He's even spread lies that we lived together. Ridiculous. I'd never touch him. He controlled Class Aid money and threatened to withhold it if she exposed him. Tara chimed in, tears streaming. 4 years of hell. At last I graduate and land at Sterling, and this psycho doctoring lists to ruin me. Please help me expose this predator. Girls everywhere need to watch out. Dylan hugged her gallantly. From now on, Jordan, I'll protect you. A reporter asked, Danvers, did you report this? Tara sobbed, I submitted a complaint last night after graduation. Men like him must be punished. On stage I watched their act, stone cold. The event was live-streamed, citywide headlines were already cooking. If I were an ordinary kid, their lies would bury me. Sky had had enough. She clapped slowly. Bravo, give these 2 Oscars. Journalists, shouldn't you hear the other side? Cameras pivoted. But Tara's tale had poisoned them, their eyes accused me. I said nothing, simply raised my phone and opened app after app. For years of tuition wires, living expense transfers, every holiday cash gift photos from last year's trip together Valentine's dinner reservation piece after piece, proof of a love I'd bankrupted myself to feed. Tara went white. Impossible, I thought your old phone was lost. Dylan blurted, no way, I personally had someone he caught himself, too late. I swallowed the bitterness climbing my throat. Half a month ago, at dinner, the phone in Tara's purse had vanished. When I replaced it, every cloud backup was wiped. I'd dismissed it as bad luck. Now I knew it was premeditated. Too bad for them. Sterling archives every byte I own. Tara, I said coldly, phones can vanish, logs can be scrubbed, but the past doesn't disappear because you lie about it. As for Sterling's roster, snap all the photos you like. Their names simply aren't on it. Tara stood hollow-eyed, hate pouring out. Dylan lunged, flipping frantically through the list. This can't happen. I'm a top grad school grad. My resume is flawless. Chairman, I devoted 3 months to Sterling Project's spotless record. You owe the world an explanation. Dad nodded to his assistant. The assistant stepped forward with 2 folders. Sterling hires for character as well as credentials. Easton, Danvers, your abilities are nothing special, barely adequate. But during our investigation we discovered serious character issues. Chairman's assistant spread the files in front of the cameras. Easton, you paid ghostwriters to fake your thesis. 4 years of stellar grades were almost entirely fabricated. You also have several hit-and-run incidents. Your family paid tens of thousands to hush them up. As for Danvers, I won't even start. The assistant's voice was ice. For money she dumped her boyfriend of 4 years, then tried to ruin his life. People of such vile conduct will never be hired by Sterling. Are the 2 of you satisfied with this explanation? Dylan ground his teeth and glared at me. Did you set this up? Did you run to the Sterling and tattle? I looked at him calmly and said, if you don't want anyone to know, don't do it in the first place. Under normal circumstances the company wouldn't dig so deep. After we broke up, however, Father ordered a full background check on both of them. Dylan's record could only be described as filthy. The orientation ended in this farce. Dylan and Tara slipped away, tails between their legs. I walked out of the White Dragon Hotel and spotted my old classmates across the street. They had come for Dylan and Tara's victory dinner. Everyone had been invited except me. My 3 roommates hadn't wanted to come, but I'd asked them to, so they'd reluctantly showed up. When they saw me, they rushed over, buzzing with excitement. Dude, we stringed your speech so satisfying. Man, you should have seen those 2 turn greener than cucumbers. I grinned. So the celebration's over already? Celebrate my ass. The second they stepped out they bolted, probably crying in some corner right now. Roommate bellowed so the rest of the crowd could hear. What are you clowns so happy about? Tara's bestie Zhou Ling screeched, hands on hips. So Sterling doesn't want them. Sterling's blind. With Dylan's talent and Jordan's brains they'll still outshine you losers. Jamie, stop showing off. You're just the Sterling's errand boy. You're still the same stingy cheapskate. No wonder Jordan dumped you. I watched her jump and shout, ice cold. Back when I was always bringing things for Tara, I'd brought plenty for this girl too. The pricey bag on her arm told me everything. Dylan had really splurged. Wonder if he regrets it now, paying so much for a top-shelf gold digger. I looked away, bored, and turned to my roommates. Didn't you guys want a ride? Let's go. Seriously? Remembering what I'd said the other day, they stared in disbelief. Absolutely. I pulled out my phone and made one call. 2 minutes later 4 supercars glided to the curb. Hotel valets climbed out, bowed respectfully, and jogged back inside. All 4 cars had been reserved for me in advance. They lined up in a perfect row. The classmates waiting for taxis gawked. A car freak among them yelled, Lamborghini, Bugatti Veyron, Ferrari, Aston Martin, oh my god. My 3 roommates were stunned speechless. I tossed them the keys and slid into the lead Bugatti. What are you waiting for? Get in, let's roll. They squealed like kids, scrambled in, and slammed the doors. Zhou Ling sneered, showing off with rentals? Those cars cost a fortune per day. Jamie, you've lost your mind. The car freak kid cut her off. You don't get it. These are limited edition hypercars, you can't even rent them. I didn't bother explaining. I hit the throttle and shot away. From this day on, my classmates and I live in different worlds. No wonder Father always warned me not to reveal our name until after graduation. You never know whether the people who flock to you are humans or ghosts. The tide washes the sand, and only true brothers remain. After that road race I recruited my 3 roommates into a Sterling subsidiary. I'd originally hired Tara for headquarters so she could stay beside me, but the HQ Shark Tank is brutal. Starting at a branch will let them grow. How far they go depends on them. Teach a man to fish and all. Days passed without a single Tara sighting. I was swamped taking over company operations, too busy for small grudges. But Taylor was starting to drive me crazy. "Darling," she said, pushing open my office door with a 5-tier lunchbox. "I cooked this for you, eat while it's hot." I rubbed my temples. "Sky, you really don't have to. I told you I need to sort myself out first. Anything less wouldn't be fair to you." She plopped opposite me in cute athleisure, ponytail swaying. "I'll wait till you're ready." "And what if another Tara sinks her claws into you? You hired a lawyer to sue them, why the silence? Don't tell me you went soft." Watching her pout, I scratched my head. It wasn't Mercy, I'd simply forgotten. The watch was with a specialist for appraisal and repair, and my calendar was insane. "I knew you'd flake," she huffed. "I've already put counsel on it. That woman crossed the line. If you won't punish her, I will." Seeing her bristle in my defense melted something inside me. Maybe I'd been an ungrateful idiot. Every day she delivered homemade meals, hovering, caring, while I kept pushing her away. Perhaps it was time to take a step forward. "Sorry, Sky, and thanks." "Who are you thanking?" she snapped, ready to explode. I raised both hands in surrender. She beamed again. "You're forgiven, but no work today, it never ends. You owe me a date." "Doing what, exactly?" "Attending an annoying party," she said, sticking out her tongue. "Some clingy gum from high school heard I'm back and is throwing me a welcome bash. As my future boyfriend and eventually husband, you're obligated to scrape this gum off my shoe." I frowned, picturing one person, Dorian. We'd all attended Riverdale Prep, a feeder academy for the Ivy-bound elite. His family ranks top 10 in East Coast real estate, nowhere near Sterling level, but rich. He's chased Taylor since sophomore year, apparently he still hasn't quit. "Is our whole graduating class infected with hopeless devotion?" I teased. She rolled her gorgeous eyes. "He's gone through more girlfriends than I can count. He keeps chasing me because he wants a joint venture between his Tang Group and my family's Janya Holdings. If you don't help, your future gorgeous girlfriend is going to die of annoyance." An hour later we arrived at the club Dorian had rented for the night. Inside, the private hall throbbed with bass, tables of champagne bottles glittered under strobe lights. On stage, a dancer in next to nothing right, below, guests groped and guzzled. We'd barely stepped in when two familiar faces leaped into view. Taylor noticed too. She folded her arms, choosing to watch the show instead of interrupting. "Long GE, we were college buddies. How about that open finance manager slot at Tang Group?" Dylan wheedled, smiling like a poodle. Dorian, buzzcut and meat-necked, blew smoke in his face. "I've got plenty of candidates. Why should I pick you? Everyone in Riverdale knows you're the only one who isn't scared of that Sterling punk." I offended Sterling, so now no firm will touch me. "I'm wasted, but I know you'll recognize talent." Dorian cocked an eyebrow. "I'm not afraid of the kid, but besides kissing ass, what can you actually do?" Dylan's face blanched. He hesitated, then yanked Tara forward. "Boss, you like beauties, how about her? Trade her for my career." Dorian's eyes lit up, he looked Tara up and down. "Nice curves, pretty face. Question is she any good in bed?" "Don't worry, boss," Dylan smirked. "She's wild." Tara went sheet white. "Dylan, what are you saying? You told me we were networking with important people." His face twisted, he slapped her. "Stupid bitch, think you're royalty? Because of you Sterling canned me. I'd worked 3 months one step from signing. That jerk spread rumors and now no one will hire me." Tara's cheek bloomed crimson under her black cocktail dress. You can't do this. I'll tell your parents." "Go ahead." Dylan waved his phone. "I've got plenty of little videos of you. Open your mouth and I'll make you internet famous overnight." She reeled, tears streaming. Dorian sipped his whiskey, entertained. "You're ruthless enough to sell your girlfriend. Fine, I'll give you a shot. Work for me." "Thank you, boss." Dylan beamed. "After I finish hosting, send her to my suite." The better she entertains me tonight, the fatter your paycheck, got it? Dylan slapped Tara again. Hear that? You'd better satisfy boss. Screw this up and I'll make your life hell. You animal bastard, she sobbed, shaking, but she dared not resist. She looked like a lamb waiting for slaughter. Taylor nudged me. Still feel sorry for her? I shook my head. She asked for it. Just then someone spotted us. Look who's here, our star. Taylor finally arrived. Under the strobes Taylor's face glowed like a spotlight. I wore a hoodie, cap low, and dorky black-framed glasses, plus I'd ghosted this crowd for 4 years, so nobody recognized me. They dragged Taylor to a couch, ignoring me. Tara, however, recognized me the instant I sat opposite her. Shock flooded her eyes, she stared at me like I was a life raft. In the past, her teary look could make me move mountains. Now I gazed back, cold and unmoved. When she realized I wouldn't act, her pleading turned venomous. She bit her red lip, slid closer to Dorian, and cooed, Dragon GE, I'll serve you with all my heart, just help me ruin one person? Dorian, mid-toast to Taylor, let his oily hand roam her body. What do you want, another Hermes bag? Taylor watched, disgust flickering across her face. She glanced at me, only when she saw I still didn't react did she relax. I don't want gifts, Tara purred, glaring my way. Just destroy my scumbag ex. He ruined my life. Dorian's eyes narrowed. Dylan, who'd jogged to the bar for champagne, came back with the bottle. The instant he spotted me his face flushed crimson, he jabbed a finger and barked, had a hayseed like you crashed this party. This whole floor was booked by brother Dorian, beat it, hick. Little Easton, Dorian called, crooking a finger. What's this guy's story? Back to you, brother Dorian. Dylan scurried over like an eager terrier. He's a nobody, mom and dad are dirt farmers. He's the one who ratted to Sterling and got me fired. Oh, so you're the lapdog of that Sterling brat? Dorian sneered, lifting his gaze to Sky. Sky, you brought this punk, what exactly is he to you? Sky's eyes curved in a smile, she tipped straight into my arms. Can't you tell? My boyfriend. Tara's eyes bulged. No way. So that's where the cash came from, he's latched onto a sugar mama? Dylan, suddenly enlightened, poured poison into Dorian's ear. Boss, at Sterling's last recruitment fair this guy spoke in place of the Sterling heir. He's been cozy with Sullivan all along, he's riding the Sterling coattails. Humph. Dorian's face went livid, he smashed his flute to glittering dust. Sky, I've chased you forever. You turned me down because of that Sterling kid, and now you pick up a pretty boy? What the hell? I'll date whoever I want, what's it to you? Sky's voice was ice. Son of a dash. Dorian spat. I can't touch the Sterling boy, but I can sure as hell flatten any pretty face you drag in. Lose the cap, punk. Let's see what cheap goods you really are. Flirting with my woman? You're dead. I laughed softly and flicked my eyes up at the ranting Dorian. Dorian, long time no see, still begging for a beating. What did you just say? Dorian's expression twisted. Who the hell are you? I lifted off my cap and shades, meeting his stare. In that instant Dorian turned mouse at the sight of a cat, his whole body gave a spasmodic jerk. Back in high school I'd been a straight-A rebel. I loved street racing, loved boxing, even dabbled in underground fights for kicks. Far from pro, but among these trust fund kids I packed serious heat. After Tara and I got together she whined about the sweat, so I quit. Dorian, flashy as a neon sign, had once pushed too far and I hospitalized him for it. He's trembled at the sight of me ever since. See clearly now? I grinned. Though you piled on some padding, maybe you can take a punch better these days. Sky in my arms laughed out loud. Keep going, Tang the Great, Jamie's right here, keep talking. Dorian's face alternated between green and white, the swaggering lion had swallowed his own roar. Dylan still hadn't caught on. Beaming, he crowed, Jamie, pride comes before a fall, huh? You thought you could act tough 'cause you climbed a tall branch? You've pissed off brother Dorian. Pray for a quick death. Dorian booted him to the floor. Shut your trap and open your damn eyes. See who he really is. Bewildered, Dylan stammered, "Be brother Dorian, that guy's just a sterling flunky." Dorian grabbed the nearest bottle. You blind idiot. Crash glass exploded across Dylan's scalp, blood sheeted down and he dropped like a sack. Jamie, if I'd known you were here. Dorian forced a sickly smile. I've already punished this moron. It was all his instigation. I gave a soft chuckle. Didn't you say you weren't afraid of me? If I remember right, the Tang family's latest mega project, the one worth 100 mil, only exists because the Sterlings let you keep a 10% slice. If that deal collapses, will your folks survive the quarter? Dorian's grin shattered, his face looked ready to cry. Bro, I was wrong, really wrong. Please, have mercy, don't hold this against me. If that project tanks, my old man and my big brother will snap my legs. Unlike me, sole heir to the Sterling Empire, Dorian has an older brother 5 years his senior, a workaholic who minds the shop and leaves the clowning to him. That project is a joint venture between Big Bro and my dad, both of whom have now handed full oversight to me. Since Dorian spends every night chasing skirts, the family's already written him off. Kill this deal and his cushy life is finished. When I stayed silent, he panicked harder. Spotting Sky, he slapped himself. Sterling, I thought you weren't into her. If I'd known she's my future sister-in-law, I'd never have dared. Rest assured, starting today, I'll stay miles away from her. That's enough, Sky whispered against my ear. He's still a Tang, pushed too far and both families lose face while you're still partners. Just make sure he never bothers me again. Her concern for my business, her constant thoughtfulness night and day from Tara. Let's go. I rose, hand in hand with Sky. Tara's gaze had never left me, longing and regret churning. As I turned, she cried, Jamie. I was forced by Dylan. He secretly filmed me in the shower. I've always loved you, can't we start over? I know you still care. She reached out. I sidestepped without looking back and walked away with Sky. Sky exhaled. That woman's clever now, even a fool knows you two had history. Even though you didn't take her with us, Dorian won't dare touch her now. I said nothing, only felt relieved I'd seen Tara's true colors early. Half a month blurred by in work. One afternoon the realtor told me a buyer insisted on meeting the owner of the little apartment Tara and I once shared. I happened to be nearby, so I dropped in. The instant I opened the door, my brows snapped together. On the sofa sat Tara and her parents. Where's the realtor? I asked coldly. If we're selling, why isn't the realtor here? Little Sterling, Jamie, Tara's father forced a smile. We asked the realtor to set this up. Could we talk? He still clung to hollow courtesy. Tara's mother wailed like a siren, every syllable blaming me. Jamie, Jordan did you wrong, sure, but must you be so heartless? 28 million, how can we ever pay? You're driving us to our graves. Only then did I recall Sky's lawsuit. The summons must have landed. She brought it on herself, nothing to do with me. I turned to leave. The pair flung themselves at my legs, left and right. Chairman, please. Jordan's only 24, we can't repay, and if she's locked up it's 20 years. You two were together 4 years, spare her, we beg you. That bastard Dylan dumped her, and she wants to die. We're old and helpless, lose our daughter and we're finished. Snot and tears smeared their humble show, how different from their haughty boasting over dinner that night. I frowned, reap what you sow, enough, get up. I wanted the matter closed, the strangers cut from my life for good. I'll waive the bulk of the damages, but you'll pay the repair bill. My lawyers will audit, figure the rest out yourselves. Tara's mother clutched at this lifeline. Jamie, thank you. Dear, do you still like Jordan? This time we won't ask for bride price, house, car, nothing. We were blind. Had we known you were a Sterling, had we known how brilliant you are, we'd never have been picky. She twisted round. Jordan, come here. Tara rose timidly, eyes swollen. Her parents slipped out, beaming. You two talk it out, don't give up on someone who loves you. Love? I almost laughed. Sky loves me, my parents love me. Tara never has. Tara stepped close. I'm sorry, Jamie. Vanity blinded me, and Dylan tricked me. I finally see how good you were, how much you loved me, please come back. If I weren't the sterling heir, would you say any of this? I asked. Her tearful doe eyes fluttered. Of course. I've learned love matters more than money. Forgive me? The performance sickened me, I reached for the door. Panicking, she yanked open her oversized coat and hurled herself at me. Beneath the trench she wore only lace undies, skin burning against mine. Jamie, please take me back. You used to want me. I'll give you everything. When her hands went for my shirt I flung her onto the sofa. Look at yourself, disgusting. I loved the girl I thought was sweet, the one who'd stick by me through anything. Now you make my stomach turn. Come near me again and I'll make sure you rot in jail. Get out. Gathering her clothes, she fled. I smoked 2 cigarettes before the shaking stopped. Their shameless theatrics had shattered my last illusions. Poverty is no excuse for a bankrupt soul, and Tara's parents had sold hers. Downstairs, Sky leaned against a scarlet roadster, pushing up her shades. Hey, handsome, care for a spin? My exhausted face broke into a grin. Lead the way. Later my lawyers trimmed the claim, the red wine stains would launder out, only the watch repairs remained too. 3 million. For the Danvers it was still a fortune. They sold their countryside house, borrowed high-interest loans, paid, and vanished from Riverdale forever. Sky and I married. 6 months later, on our honeymoon in the Varina Isles, a local tycoon who partnered with Sterling invited us to a farewell showcase. We took front-row seats. When the scantily clad dancers started on, I froze, thick makeup, seductive smile, hips snapping to the beat. Tara. Noticing my gaze, the tycoon chuckled. Sterling, fancy that one? Poor thing followed a high-salary ad, got trafficked into the troupe. Want me to arrange some private time? No need. I tightened my grip on Sky's hand. I've got my wife no taste for sideshows. Thanks for the hospitality, we're turning in. We stood. In my peripheral vision Tara spotted me, broke free, and sprinted, only to be wrestled down by 2 bouncers. Let me go. That's my boyfriend. Sterling, Jamie, save me. I love you, I'm the only one who truly loves you bastards. I ignored her shrieks and strode out with Sky under the endless, star-drunk sky.